And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that duct tape from times gone by. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. Shelby. Fun fact: Shelby, he was actually streaming the other day, like yesterday. AOE 4. God damn it. Este Shelby. But welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second show match of the night. Our second Kashim Friendly Show match. It is, of course, a TvT between these two lovely players. Predictions have since closed, so best of luck to those that were able to get their predictions in. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have the red Terran player. It is MilkiCow. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the yellow Terran, the American Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Here we go. Again, friendly show. Is there a reason for behind this name? I would like to know as well. I'd like to know if there's a story behind the naming here of the show match. But overall, it's really great to see these kind of brought together. I should also mention as well, if you want to support this show match, there are Matcherino pages. For both the first and the second as well, if I'm not mistaken. As I do quickly post them in the chat. So if you do want to support them, you can do so via Matcherino. And again, this is a best of 5, so plenty of games are ahead of us. And I'm ready for this. I'm excited. We do have Future. Oh my god! Future in a TvT going for a CC first? Against MilkiCow? What? I'm not familiar with this. So one, I was about to say, oh, economic opener, you know, racks expand, but it was gasless. It was a gasless opener out of Future. This is so insanely greedy here. And I was about to get into a small rant about how MilkiCow is a very aggressive player. He's going double gas into a factory. MilkiCow, I've seen him be very aggressive and cheese more often than not. So this is a very wild move here out of Future. Very brave maneuver. And we'll see if he can get away with it. We'll see how committed MilkiCow is going to be here. As so far the CC is getting underway. First Reaper in production as well from Future. And MilkiCow behind this. I'm sure, like, if this was any other player, this should be a CC. Yeah, but getting up towards 400 minerals. Should be a CC on that. No, never mind. We're going for a reactor first into Cyclone before Command Center. So again, very committed here, but we do have that 400 minerals. And there it is. CC is now on the way on the high ground for MilkiCow. So Future, he's going to be having a much more economic start to the game. MilkiCow much more aggressive with these initial units. Oh, and that is, well, we are getting into that 1-1-1 setup. Going straight for the starport, straight for a medevac, I imagine. So we're going to be seeing a very different dynamic here in this TvT. For now, Future, he's just got scouting around his bases. Again, it is typically ill-advised to move out with only one Reaper, just because you don't know if your opponent went reactor first into double Reaper production. You don't want to be caught out, you don't want to lose your first Reaper, because things can very quickly escalate out of control. As we're making 2 Cyclones at a time. The starport just, you know, getting its lunges in, you know, just squatting. Getting ready for the game to come. Addlesop into a Raven. So the Addlesops, they just continue here. We go up to 3 Cyclones to gain map control, to move out. CC soon to be on the way. And okay, I'll be honest. I assumed MilkiCow would be the one playing mech. That is a second factory from Future instead. It's CC first into 2 factory mech play. Oh boy. Lovely. So we have mech here out of our yellow Terran play. You know, I was hoping that maybe I'd be able to get to go to bed early today and get some rest, but no, that's not happening. Cyclones have arrived. Big lock-ons even. Reapers are going down. Future, he has to give up on the low ground, and MilkiCow is getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. Reaper goes down. We have 1 Cyclone left for Future. And SCVs are falling. We lose control of the low ground. Given a couple of seconds, we will have additional Cyclones. But until then, MilkiCow has control. A bit of an overextension. MilkiCow is going to lose everything. Rough losing all those Cyclones, but he did get 11 SCVs and some mules as well. Did cripple that economy. I say cripple, did even the economy actually. Remember, Future went for a CC first, so MilkiCow, he had to do some economic damage to even things up, and he was able to do so. Meanwhile, MilkiCow, he hasn't been able to scout the main. We have the Raven. We have Auditor potential, but we haven't scouted the production. Not yet. Not yet, as MilkiCow goes straight for a third CC. Very greedy third timing here from MilkiCow. Off of the 1-1-1. Behind this, getting into his own interference matrix. A second Raven. Sorry, third Raven even. And getting into tank production. So we have Bio Tank out of our red Terran. We have a Cyclone Mech out of our yellow. Sorry, Battle Mech essentially. Battle Mech here from Future is going to be moving out. It's going to be difficult to push into tank fire, but how many tanks do we have? We have 2 tanks here on the low ground. We have a third tank coming out as well. Interference Matrix is about to finish here for Future, so he will be able to disable. Scans ahead of time, does see the timing of the third CC. He knows his opponent is trying to be economic. Third CC on the way now for Future as well. Is a little bit behind, is delayed compared to his opponent, but on the way nonetheless. And MilkiCow, he still hasn't scanned. He still doesn't know. I mean, he can definitely try to piece it together. He's up to 4 Ravens. Oh my god, that's a bit excessive. Not gonna lie, just a little bit. We are up to 4 Ravens. Likewise, we have a 4th Raven coming up for Future as well. Oh my god. Keeping up in the Raven counts. Future going to be rotating around towards the 3rd. Pushing into tanks though. Tanks are setting up, some of them late to siege. We disable every single tank, and the Cyclones are going ham. The Autotars, they do hold the line though. The Autotars, they do force back those Cyclones for a little bit longer. The tanks, they do break free. And the army gets completely annihilated, or it should be. Yeah, as the tanks, they stand strong. That was a pretty rough trade though. What was that? 12 Cyclones went down. 12 Cyclones for 3 tanks. MilkiCow, he does force back the army, but we have more Cyclones on the way. Third base being taken, 4 CC in production. Future, it looks like he wants to slow things down. He's going to be slowing things down and getting into tank production instead. Taking a 4th base. MilkiCow, likewise, I'm sure he has pieced together what's going on. And he likewise is just committing here to a bio tank army. We're in for a long one. We're yeah, it's happening. I hope I'm ready for this. God, it's 2:30 a.m. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm sipping on some coffee. As we have the 4th CC on the way. Future just building himself up back at home. Working towards his next step, of course. Additional factories, Viking production, so Viking tank on the way. Likewise, MilkiCow is going to have the more mobile army. He's got Marauders, Marines, Medevacs as well. He can go for some drop play. Going to be difficult though, because Future, he's looking pretty well set up. Now taking his 4th. Now what's really interesting, what's really crazy, and what is concerning is that Future is the first to take a 4th. Typically, the mech player is slower when it comes to expanding, but Future has been very proactive with these bases. Future has a worker lead, and he's maintaining that worker lead as well. Base is going to get spotted. MilkiCow going to rotate around. He's trying to find another way in, but the tanks, they siege. Oh, they do siege just in time. Marauders are forced back. We do have a medevac drop here on the right-hand side. Again, you can see that MilkiCow, the pressure is on him to try to pull apart Future. Otherwise, Future is going to get out of control. But the Cyclones are here just in time. We do morph in the Hellbats. We We are able to hold on. Yeah, with the help of the planetary, Future, he does deal with that drop. We have turrets on the way. We're just turtling up here on 4 bases. Future is up to 80 workers already. Ay, ay, ay. And MilkiCow just now expanding. I wouldn't be opposed to taking the gold base at this point just because Future is turtling. But we're just going to be taking a much more standard base here. Much more sane even. As MilkiCow scans ahead of time, he sees that the tank is looking a little bit exposed. We're going to be able to focus it down. Tank does fall. MilkiCow getting in position. Oh, but we have the interference matrix. The army sims on forward. Do we have enough to protect these tanks? We do not. Auto turrets are a little bit too late. Tanks are pushing forward. MilkiCow is gaining some ground. Oof. You have the disables, the Vikings going hand, the tanks go down to the Marauders. The Marauders have been putting in so much work. And now that the disables have been reset, MilkiCow, he can keep on pushing. He will break this planetary, not just the base, but also a lot of these workers. We have a couple more tanks trickling in from the production. Can we get into position? Can we pull this off? CVs are going down. The tanks are leapfrogging forward. All the targets are thrown down as well. And 1, 2 tanks go down. Good pickoffs. Good pickoffs here from Future. As the Liberator has arrived, and finally he forces MilkiCow back. Again, MilkiCow, he has been neglecting his air control. No Vikings, no Liberators, no more Ravens out of MilkiCow. He's just heavily reliant here on a bio-tank army. Taking more bases. I mean, it means that his army is quite mobile and has a lot of DPS, of course. But without air control, he has no direct answer to those liberation zones. Now going to be quite annoying to deal with. Here we go, MilkiCow pushing towards the south. Gonna be rotating around outside of range of those sensor towers. Be threatening these turrets, knocking them down. Tanks are repositioning at the same time. MilkiCow getting ready for his own dive. Scans ahead of time. Future out of position, and we will snipe the sensor tower at least. Tower does go down. MilkiCow behind this, getting the gold. Let's go. Gold base is under control of the Red Terran. Stood forward once again, out positioning Future a little bit, but up, the tank. Almost caught out. Will escape. Big anti-armor missile here on the army as well. At the same time, we have a second marauding force. But Future is able to keep up. He is able to keep up. They're the freedom zones as well. Additional starports on the way. Fusion core for Lib range. Looks like MilkiCow, he has understood that this is the game state here that he has to embrace. And Future is working on 3-3. Jesus. 3-3 already on the way. We go for the Doom Drop. We dive right on top of the tanks. We bypass all these liberation zones as well. Is it going to be worth it? Oh my god. As the army comes in from behind, we take down, what was that, 5 tanks? 5 tanks and 5 SCVs. At the same time, MilkiCow, he tries to break in, but there's a wall of tanks. And MilkiCow, his supply plummets. He spent so much trying to break the siege lines on Future, and it just did not work out. Just ramming his face into a brick wall. And the brick wall stood strong. The brick wall was Future. And now we're pushing. Arguably he has too many Vikings. Like, he has so many Vikings. Oh my god. I guess it's going to work out well because MilkiCow is making 6 Vikings at a time himself. So the battle in the air is going to be impactful. Is going to be quite important, actually. Good Future getting ready to rotate around. pushing towards the goal base, getting on top of the ramp, getting onto the high ground. Oh my god, the volleys! Yeah, this planetary, it's gonna go down. There's no saving it, no way, no shot. Do try to commit. Nice on siege timing from Future. Does pull back, that's a lot of Hellbats. Big anti-armor, the anti-armor missile does miss most of the army, but disables are real. Tanks are going down, and we just have to give up the planetary once again. Base does fall. Now MilkiCow still has a decent economy. He's got 94 workers, but he needs another base. He needs another base up and running. He is heavily oversaturated. How many Vikings do we have? 17. Well, the Vikings are coming in. Raven does go down. Oh my god, the Marine army gets annihilated trying to push in. The tanks, they have their way with them. The planetary goes down as well. We try to drop on top of this, and it looks like we will be able to get on top of the tanks. They will get cleaned up in the end, but not before losing planetaries and 20 SCVs. MilkiCow does hold. He does hold on. No, there's no planetary. Not like this. Ah, the blue flame Hellions. They wreak havoc here, and they do take down so many SCVs. 36. And mules 40. Oh. Terran players, look away. Look away. Stop the Terran on Terran violence. Not like this. As Future is running away with this, it looks like he has lost air control, but the Liberators are helping. Ground Army's going to be pushing forward. Tanks are going down. Bit of an overextension from Future. Does throw away 3 tanks and a big chunk of his bio army. This Future, he does rotate around. Thors have arrived. So we're making 5 Thors at a time. That's it's quite a lot of Thors. Again, Future is aware that right now it's all about the battle in the skies. It's all about the air control, as MilkiCow is making 4 Vikings at a time and 3 Liberators at a time as well. No, it's an orbital once again. Oh, SCVs are going down. Orbitals all over the place. Likewise, is an orbital here as the right-hand base as well. So these Hellion Rumbites are doing so much. 19 S, 20, 21. 22, 23. 22 SCVs fall here to a Hellion run by. Ay. Insane amount of damage, and again, we're looking for more. Hoping for more. This MilkiCow, he's still just stationed here in the center of the map. These fringe bases still looking very vulnerable here. Here we go, we're pushing. How many Thors is that? They're waddling in. 8 Thors. They're gonna get stuck on each other. But they can focus down the base. It's gonna be a kill on that CC. We'll be pushing forward from here as well. Pushing into tanks though. Rough fight for Future. Yeah, at this point he has to stand and fight. There's no turning back from this. The Thors are going ham on the ground army. The Vikings do what they can as well, but it looks like MilkiCow taking the battle in the skies. But we have reinforcements coming in. Just barely in time. The Thors, they had so much DPS as well. MilkiCow does hold. Future did trade well though, and he's just mass expanding. He's taking his gold, taking the southern base, taking the most southern base as well. On the bottom left. Planetaries are on the way. Here we go. MilkiCow is the first to siege. Siege his lives, siege his tanks as well. He dives on the army, drops on top of the tanks. But was this an overextension? It may have been. Oh my god, 2 tanks do go down for free, so Future also overextending as well. Lives have fallen. Where is my Honkai star? It's not here. As Future is breaking through. He doesn't have as much of a lead as he once did. Not anymore. Armies are going to be clashing. Do we have any Ravens? No Ravens here from MilkiCow. Tanks once again taking control of the high ground. Getting onto the SCVs. Southern Planetary. Has it been scouted? It has. We are aware. We know. Planetary finally taking some hits. Vikings are going to be coming in. We do have a Viking lead from MilkiCow. A Sims on 4 takes down the tanks. And his Future, is he overextending? 1 tank, 2 tanks go down. 3rd tank barely survives. And we see a Future just rotating around towards the center instead. Vikings, they try to come in from behind. They're going to be landing here on top of the tanks. Folds move, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called. Future, he has snowballed out of control with his mech style. And he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, Future, he did gain a lot of momentum early on in that game, and he just barely was struggling to close it out. He was denying mining, denying bases, but we did see that MilkiCow, he had some amazing fights of his own, and he was able to keep himself in it, keep himself in the game. But last Future does take the first game here on the America server, and now we're going to be hopping over to the European server instead, and it is going to be MilkiCow's map of choice. Where does he take us? Where are we going? I am ready for this. Oh, and it looks like that second game is going to be on Alcyone. Okay. We have our map. Well, I'm catching up. Oh god, we're just diving in. Our second game is going to be on Alcyone instead. Again, quite a large map as well. Kind of like Equilibrium, actually, where there are a lot of bases to take. We can end up in split map scenarios. Are we going to see mech again from Future? 2 games in a row? Oh no. Are we going to see mech from MilkiCow? Are we going to see some hyper greed? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Also, a big shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat. Morning quack in my veins, papi. Oh, bienvenidos. Welcome. The night is still young. And here we go. One moment though, as I...
Game paused.
Oh, that looks like they need a moment as well. All good. All good in the hood as we do fix that up as well. Once again, McDonald's colors. Red and yellow. Kid burger. But our players do need a little bit of time here to set up their hotkeys. Again, I believe MilkiCow, he is using a different account. So different account than normal, so he needs a little bit of time to set things up. All good. And yeah, as we settle into this, again, just winding it back, it was 20 minutes ago. The early game was 20 minutes ago at this point, but it was some really interesting openers, if you remember. We had Future being hyper greedy, we had MilkiCow being very aggressive on the other side of things, and
game resumed.
Yeah, it was a very interesting dynamic overall. And we'll see if that dynamic stays the same here or does change over the course of this series. This morning in the top right hand corner of Alcyone, we have the red Terran player. It is MilkiCow. Mac is Mac. Exactly. give to Mackins. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Leading the series 1-0 and going for a proxy across the map. You love to see it. Not just one Rax, we have a second SCV, and that is going to be a second Rax as well. Right outside the main, right outside this quite large Reaper cliff. Let's go. The aggression is upon us. So Future, we have a really stark difference here. Remember, game 1, Future was as greedy as you could be. He went straight up CC first. Not even Rax expand. It was just a CC first out of Future. Game 2, Proxy 2 Rax. Proxy 2 Rax is upon us. Reapers are on the way. SCV is moving out for a bit of a scout. Doesn't check the linear or the triangular third base. We are in the dark as to what is going on for now. For the time being, as we are just trying to get a read on what is happening as we push up the ramp, we should be seeing that the Rax is missing. Is nowhere to be found. Second gas is on the way, and MilkiCow is in some trouble. He went for an economic opener. Rax expand. He cancels the CC. He has to. Oh my god. Bunker is on the way. One in the main. Sorry, one at the ramp. One here outside the main base as well at the cliff. Big reaction out of our Terran player, and the factory is delayed as a result. Factory has been delayed. We only have one gas geyser. This is ideal for Future. And can he deny that bunker? I mean, he goes straight for the Reaper. We trade 1 for 0, actually. Oh my god. MilkiCow keeping that Reaper alive. It's a rough trade for Future. A really rough moment, actually. Ooh. MilkiCow, he shoots first. No, he doesn't. Oh my god. We trade 1 for 1. The bunker finishes and the Marine gets in. We take down another Reaper and we're bleeding out too much. Future, to pull this off, to pull off a Proxy 2 Rax, you need to build up over time. You need to build up your Reapers, and that just hasn't been happening. And a little bit too wasteful here. Even towards the end, the SVs, they get too much damage done. We're looking for surround. No, what are the Reapers? Barely doesn't go down. We got 6 SCVs. We need more. As Future does have a slight worker lead, but he gets shut down. And we need a moment. The dust is settling. MilkiCow does hold, but is down 3 workers. 3 SCVs compared to his opponents. Future, though, expanding on location. And just now working on his own factory. So Future has a slight worker lead. Meanwhile, MilkiCow has a slight tech lead in a way. Getting into a CC on on the high ground. Future is on location. And we're going for a proxy starport. Oh my god. A proxy starport here to try to get some counter damage done. I love it. I'm loving the idea. We're going for a Liberator. I would have been content with a Viking as well, just for some landed Viking harass, but Liberator does make plenty of sense. Reaper dips in, delays the CC. Cyclones are in production, but this Liberator is going to hit first. The Marine comes out of the Rax even. Oh my god. Calm down, Future. Calm down. As the Rax is going to try to get some extra scouting information. Does confirm the CC wasn't cancelled or anything crazy like that. And the first Lib is on the way. And we do get a couple of SCVs. 2 SCVs go down. Cyclone arrives, forces back that Lib. Ooh, averts disaster. We're just landing in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, just make whatever we can, wherever we can. It's going to be a medevac follow-up. Here comes what little army we have. I say what little, I mean the diversity here is quite a lot, actually. We have Marines, we have a tank, a Liberator, a medevac, a bit of everything is moving out. An amalgamation of an army. And Future, can he deal with this? Does have 3 Cyclones. Oh, these are vanilla Marines. They don't have stim. The tank. The medevac goes down. We get on top of the tank as well. We close the distance. We close the gap. And it looks like these Cyclones will be cleaned up. But getting the medevac was huge. It's barely any Marines. Barely any Marines do survive. Additional Cyclones are on the way. And Future should shut this down. He should completely shut this down at this point. Yeah, auto turret as well. We trade out with one of the Cyclones at least, but the repairs is not good enough. The Hell Liberator goes down as well, and Future, he's got a lot of momentum going his way. And MilkiCow, he has to back off. He has to respect the positioning of Future. Has to retreat. Meanwhile, Future once again getting into mech. We have 2 more factories on the way. And Cloak Banshee. Ah. We are going to be getting into mech from Future. Meanwhile, MilkiCow back at home, getting into a biocom position instead. Working on +1. Oh, as we are getting a pause.
Paused.
Hopefully everything is okay. Only fair, we did get a pause earlier from MilkiCow, of course. And just making sure that everything is okay. You know, maybe there's some Uber Eats at the door. Some menu log rocking up. I am celoso. I'm a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. Or it could just be a cat jumping on the mouse pad. That's happened more than once for some pro gamers. Where the cat just jumps up and attacks the mouse pad. I think that happened to Dimaga. I remember that happening to Dimaga, I want to say. Here we go. MilkiCow with a siege line here on top of the ramp, ready for any kind of move out. Oh, we scan ahead of time. We do spot the tanks. Good scan from Future. He's going for the disables. He gets every single tank. 1 will escape. 1 does get unsieged, but the other 2 will go down. Only 1 lives to tell the tale, and can it live any longer? Because once again, we're looking to try to shut it down. We're chasing it down. The boys are being pulled. The repair is not good enough. The tank will fall. Another tank arrives just in time, but these have been some good trades here from Future. The new Cyclone popping off. Behind this, 3rd CC getting up and running. 4 CC is on the way. Future, once again, 2 games in a row, he's playing mech and he has an economic lead. It sounds illegal. Cloak is done. Banshee dives into the main base. There is no turret, and workers are going to be going down. GG gets called. The kill move as Future takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Future 1 game away from taking it all, and I mean, again, I do still expect a back and forth. I expect to see MilkiCow. I know that he does have it in him. He does have it within him here to bring it all back and to even try to force an ace match, but things are not boding well. They do not bode well here for MilkiCow. Future, he's got a lot of momentum. A lot of momentum, papi. Oh. And with that, we're going to be hopping servers once again. It's going to be MilkiCow's map of choice. Game 1 was on Equilibrium. Game 2 on Alcyone. Where do we go for Game 3? Do we just go for Radisson Station? Do we just double down and go mech v mech? Not like this. Not like this. We'll see. We shall see. He's just deliberating, trying to piece it together here. Where are you taking us, Papi? Where are you taking us? Where are we headed? He's catching up in the chat. Oh. Like, which map? MilkiCow's like, they don't load for me, Papi. Not like this. Alright, well, depending on his playstyle, I mean, he has been playing Biotank every game so far. I wouldn't be opposed to hard lead, especially considering that Future has been playing a variation of mech. The problem is that, like, Future's mech style has been very active. It's been a very active style, so hard lead, it actually could work against MilkiCow now that I think about it. What's going to be another big option here, potentially? I wouldn't be opposed to Oceanborn. Oceanborn, a map where you can get a really secure 3-base setup. The 4th is that much more exposed, and that's what maybe you can try to catch Future, maybe being a little bit too greedy, maybe out of position. I am curious. Oh, we have it. It is going to be another large map, another more macro-oriented map. It is going to be Solaris. Yeah, we're just going through all the large maps. Equilibrium into Alcyone into Solaris. Okay, let's go. Of course, Solaris has its own features. Of course, it does have the speed zones that you can take advantage of. There are the speed zones. There's, of course, the richer bases towards the center of the map as well. The bases are a little bit more spread out, though. That's maybe one of the more important things here. As we are loading on in. Is this where it all ends, or is this where the comeback begins? Future, one more win is all he needs to win it all. MilkiCow, he needs to fight back here and now to try to force the ace match. Here we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player. The Red Terran down in this series, but not out. He needs your energy. He needs your support in the chat to fight back. It is MilkiCow. Milk him. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran, the Yellow Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Here we go. This is where it all begins. As this time Future throws down his racks back at home. This time it is back at home. Do love to see it. Do love to see it here as, yeah, we're getting to some much more standard openers this time. Much more standard openers here from both MilkiCow and Future. Things are going to be calming down. We're going to be easing our way into the mid game, and I appreciate this. I appreciate this, definitely. Ooh, and this is hopefully going to be giving MilkiCow a little bit more breathing room here to actually get into the swing of things, get some momentum himself as well, and hopefully fight back. SCV Scout going to be coming in. It's going to be a double gas opener here from MilkiCow. Likewise, double gas from Future. So there may not be a proxy, but we have pretty aggressive openers overall. As the factories are on the way, CCs are going to be delayed. Now, this shouldn't be a one-base all-in. I don't think this is a really good map for it. One-base all-ins in TvT aren't unheard of, but alas, I feel like they are very map-dependent. And Solaris isn't quite going to be able to cut it. So there we go. The natural base is going to be on the way. We do not delay it. SCV gets here 1 second too late. Doesn't make it into the main base. And Future, he does get across the map. Oh, very bold move to move out with that first Reaper. He checks. He sees the factory. Gets the hell out of there. And MilkiCow is just slightly behind here in his CC timing, but not the biggest of delays. Not the biggest of timings. SCV does go down. We'll see what we do with this excess gas. And here we go. Cyclone straight into Starport for Future. Meanwhile, no Cyclones here from MilkiCow. He's going for a much more traditional opener, going for Reaper Hellion. This is a good way to gain map control, this is true. And we could even dive on a low amount of Cyclones. But as the Cyclone count gets higher, this army does kind of lose value. And yeah, Future has been very fond of it. Reactor double Cyclone production. MilkiCow, he's diving in. He's going to hit first. Only one Cyclone to defend. So far, we do make use of the high ground. We do actually dive on these SCVs. Two of them go down. Not a bad start. Meanwhile, across the map, oh, we delay the CC. Future's got his orbital on the way, but the Reapers, they get into the main base. There's nothing back at home. SCVs are going down. Not like this, and we're in a bit of an A move. Can we delay the CC even further? We cannot. It does finish up just in time. Meanwhile, across some of the Cyclones, they shut down the Reapers and the Hellions as well. Future, he has map control. He's moving across the map. Thankfully, there is one tank coming out from MilkiCow. He should be able to hold on, but this is a very scary moment for our Red Terran. As Future, he's got a lot of momentum. He killed additional workers, shut down the Hellions and Reapers, and we're just diving in. The tank is gonna go down. We break the natural base, the medevac as well, and is this where it all ends? Is this how it ends here? As we take down the mules, we take control of the natural. Another tank does come out. We can deal with this, but we've lost so much already. Oh, good control, actually. Really good target firing out of MilkiCow. Does force this back, but he is down 10 workers. 10 SCVs. And Future, he's not done. We have a third CC on the way. Additional Cyclones. Banshee production coming into play as well. And MilkiCow has no idea. He has no idea what's going on. And it's mech again. Of course it is. Shouldn't be a surprise. Shalkar, it's mech. Every game so far, Future, without fail, in this TvT. Variation of mech, and here comes the first Banshee straight to the main base. Do we have any anti-air? We have some Marines, vanilla Marines. GG gets called. MilkiCow cannot keep up, not with the aggression of Future, and Future will take the 3-0. GG. GG, well played. That was impressive. Congratulations to Future as he does take the 3-0 in the end. Doesn't drop a single map here, and we had a bit of a back and forth, especially on Equilibrium. I think Equilibrium was a closer game overall, but game 2 or game 3, like Future, he was just so quick to be aggressive, be in the face of MilkiCow, make him uncomfortable, get these small efficiencies, get these better trades, and have that just escalate out of control. And yeah, just really well done there out of Future. You even saw that come to fruition in that last game, where as soon as he got momentum, bam, he counterattacked. He moved across the map, and he punished MilkiCow whenever he could. Non-stop aggression. GG, well played. And not just in this series, but also a shout out to Future for the entire night. He didn't just take down MilkiCow, he took down Geralt as well. And Geralt is on fire recently. Geralt, I would say that he's one of the best Protoss players in Europe. When I think of the top Protoss players in Europe, I think, of course, Max, Pax, Showtime, and Skillus is top 3. I do think that Geralt, he's in contention for top 4. Like, I think he's up there. And for him to go down to Future here says a lot about Future. It does show us that, of course, he is in form, and this is also why I believe that Future underperformed in ESL Masters, right? In ESL Masters, Future, he went down a little bit earlier than most anticipated. Like, it was kind of shocking. It was very surprising, and again, a little bit sad, a little bit bittersweet. But what I'm pretty sure of, even though Future, you know, did get knocked out of ESL Masters, and ESL Masters Americas, the finals are later on tonight, I'm sure Future is going to be there at DreamHack Atlanta. So mate, Future, he pops off here tonight, and if you want some more Future action, if you're local to the American region, to the American scene, consider heading over to DreamHack Atlanta. It's going to be an amazing tournament. Plenty of players are going to be there. I'm sure Future's going to be there. Estrella, plenty of players are traveling as well from Europe. I know that Mixu went last year, and I think he wants to go again. And I'm sure many other European players going to be going through that open bracket, Korean players as well. So yeah, if you're able to, be sure you're there. Also, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout out to Kashim, a big shout out to Sushi as well. Big shout out to everyone involved when it comes to making these show matches. Really entertaining games, really good series. Even this last series here that was quote unquote one-sided, it was a 3-0. Still really good games nonetheless. I know that TvT has a bit of a reputation. It's a bit of a shame. I feel like the reputation for TvT was built up over years. But in the most recent years of StarCraft, like, I don't know how applicable it really is, especially this recent year of StarCraft. Like, TvT has been so like high paced and just really dynamic as well, and you know, that slow methodical like siege style of like positional play. You see it every now and then, but more often than not, you have a much more aggressive style instead, and much more active. And it's beautiful to see. GG, well played. Regardless, congratulations to Future, and also again a shout out to Geralt and MilkiCow. They don't go away without anything. They do also make some money themselves, so they do get some prize money nonetheless. If only live VIP was gonna be yo, fun fact, I was looking at prices. I was like, you know what, I'll just for fun, I'll check plane ticket prices to go to Atlanta. Mate, it's like 3.5k. Like, it's so expensive to fly from Australia to Atlanta. It's crazy. it's not gonna happen. I was checking, much cheaper to go to Katowice. Katowice, Poland is a lot more within my budget, more so than America. Like, America, it's insanely expensive. For fun. Well, yeah, I was just curious how much it would cost, and it's like, no, it's not happening. If I were to get any, it would be Katowice. I feel. But regardless, GG, well played. Hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Again, a big shout out to Kashim as well. He has been lurking there in the chat, speaking up whenever he can. And again, Kashim, he was, of course, not just the organizer of this event, but I mean, we named the show matches after him. The Kashim Friendly Showmatches. So wholesome, so friendly. I still want to know, like, what was the thought process behind this name as well, but it's cute. It's good. I appreciate it. Hopefully the first of many friendly show matches, Kashim. The first of many. But yeah, here we go. With that, we are gonna be done here. For the night. Less than three. The other added bonus of going potentially to IM Katowice is that Kashim is there. I don't know if we'd ever be able to hang. I know Kashim is always working. He's always busy working. During those IEMs. But maybe one day. Regardless, it is 3 a.m. here tonight. 3 a.m. and ESL Masters is still underway. It looks like the Asia region has concluded, and the European regionals are underway. So be sure to check them out. Be sure to support them whenever you can. We are done here for the time being. Part of me feels like maybe I can try to wake up and co-stream ESL Americas, but I also feel like maybe I don't need to co-stream, even if I happen to be awake for it. Yeah, maybe we should all just like chill and just enjoy the broadcast and enjoy the finals as well. For those wondering, today is the finals of all the regionals for ESL Masters, for Asia, for Europe, and for Americas. So yeah, it's take the time to get some nice food, get some snacks, sit back and enjoy the StarCraft. It's gonna be amazing, gonna be beautiful. Meanwhile, we are gonna be heading off for the night. We're gonna be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Not too sure who. It looks like a lot of people are co-streaming, actually. A lot of people are co-streaming. We have Lambo co-streaming, Roddy's co-streaming, Steadfast is co-streaming. Yeah, everyone's co-streaming. Oh my god. I understand it. I understand why. Again, I'm tempted to, but I think I enjoy just sitting back and just chilling. It's all good. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. Exclamation mark socials in the chat if you guys want to follow us on social media. Once again, I will post the Matcherino links as well. Okay, we have the Matcherino link for one and Matcherino link for the other as well. Man, there we go. So if you do want to support the tournaments and support these show matches, we got the Matcherino links in the chat, so you can check them out if you so choose to. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Did you already cast Babylings replays? I did. I casted after TTT, after the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. We did a viewer replay cast. Casted all of the viewer replays, all of them. It was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, with that, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Our next broadcast here on the CranKy Ducklings is going to be, let me just double check. Next broadcast is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. ESL Open Cup Asia, which is in how many hours? 15 hours. 15 hours time. So plenty of time to get some rest. And again, plenty of time to enjoy ESL Masters. It's going to be beautiful. Let me just get that set up. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Bye. Hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego.